I am heavy weapons guy. This is my weapon.
You activated Archimedes? What the hell are you thinking?
良い子の皆さん、エスカレーターの逆乗りは大変危険です。
パンケーキを作りたいんだ。
レッツパンケーキパーティーであります。
私たちにはあまり時間がないですから。
Welcome back.
Today I'll be asking the age-old question, is it possible to beat Fallout New Vegas as the Heavy from Team Fortress 2? That means I'm going to be restricting myself to only the weapons Heavy has from TF2, or at least their closest counterpart in New Vegas. I wanted to make sure this wasn't just a minigun playthrough, so I'm only considering the run complete until I've collected all of them. To keep things interesting, I'm also not allowed to use stimpaks, and I have a whole bunch of fun stuff planned. Lastly, I have a few mods installed, but rest assured that the run is easily replicable in a vanilla version of the game. If anything, you should have a much easier time than me. Alright, time for character creation. For a special, I went with 10 in strength and endurance, 6 in luck, and a low mix of everything else. I know in the lore in the comics, Heavy has a PhD in Russian literature, but I feel it would be a lot more entertaining if he was mentally inept. So our career is gonna be less like this Heavy, and more like this Heavy. I also gave him the heavy hander and holder traits, with guns, unarmed, and survival as his starting skills. The start of this build is going to be a little slow, but at least we can acquire our first weapon right away. We'll be trading in our 9mm pistol and ammunition for a pair of boxing gloves.
Another satisfied customer.
I should kick your fucking ass!
We're also going to need a lot of money for the Sasha College Fund, so I'm going through the starting tutorial for additional supplies.
Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Turns out you can only advance the quest if you shoot the bottles with an actual firearm, so Sunny might just be stuck here for the rest of the game. You can also drop the ammo she gave you if you want to bum a couple more rounds off of her.
Everything all right? Here, go easy on it now.
I also took whatever didn't count as stealing from Goodsprings, including the weapon repair kit in Victor's shack. If this was a regular playthrough, I'd start hot-footing into Vegas for Stealth Boy, but that's not in the spirit of the run to say the least. I could also sprint all the way to the Devil's Throat for a unique minigun, but ammunition would still be an issue and it's a little bit out of the way. The next best thing is hitting the Novac, with a bit of grave robbing along the way. The only real danger in this route are these giant red scorpions in the Hidden Valley Gulch, who are almost the same speed as the player. As usual, here's me evading them even without my sprint mod. The trick is to jump just when they're about to sting you.
Fucking slaves, get your ass back here!
Well, welcome to you. You look tired from the road. Go see Cliff Briscoe at the Dino Bite gift shop and tell him I sent you.
I traded most of my garbage for shotgun ammunition, 5 boxes of sugar bombs, and a pair of spike knuckles. The gift shop is also where a certain other important NPC shows up.
If you want to talk, catch me when I'm on duty. I'm up at the dinosaur after 9 p.m. Hey, you. You wandered into town recently, right? I want you to find something out for me. I don't know if there's anything to find, but I need someone to try. My wife was taken from our home by Legion slavers one night while I was on watch. They knew when to come, what route to take, and they only took Carla. Someone set it up. I don't know who.
I'd like to complete Boone's quest right now for some easy XP, but I'm not allowed to do it in a conventional manner. Heavy only has 3 intelligence. He's not gonna be able to deduce the culprit behind the kidnapping. So I'm just gonna spin a wheel and randomly blame one of the townsfolk for it.
That's it then. How did you know? You sick bastard. You better be ready to join him.
Quest complete!
This is what my stat allocation was like for level 2. 45 survival lets me take Old World Gourmet, which increases healing from eating pre-war junk food and drinking alcohol. A very fitting perk for the heavy. Since Boone won't be needing it anymore, I'll also be using his hat from now on, and here's why I'm allowed to. By pre-ordering Left 4 Dead 2 back in 2009, you'd get Bill's hat as a promotional cosmetic for TF2. It was also commonly painted with team colors, making it pretty much identical to the one in New Vegas. If you think this is flaky reasoning and I'm just looking for an excuse to wear gear with crit boost on it, you'd be correct.
Welcome back. Please, don't kill me. I'll give you a real nice price on everything.
God, I fucking love the writing in this game. Time for my next quest. Despite getting 2 of the townsfolk killed within the first 5 minutes of my arrival, the farmers of Novac were happy to hire me for more help. Someone has been shooting up the cattle in the pens at midnight. It's a simple enough task. Just take the place out till midnight and get whoever it is to stop. Only this time I'll actually do the job right, because the cow killer is something I want.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death!
And here's a quick summary of why the boxing gloves aren't the best weapons. Unfortunately, we're not ready to use this yet. Because of its low condition and our inadequate gun skill, the minigun is actually doing the same amount of damage per bullet as the boxing gloves.
Find anything? Well, I don't know how you've done it, but I do know how I can thank you. Please take this, compliments of Alice and myself. And help yourself to anything in that freezer over yonder. We got more steaks in there than we'd be able to eat in a year.
I'm very hungry.
Really, nigga?
The next morning, I checked in with the roaming merchants outside the gift shop and got some better fitting clothes from them.
Get fucked.
One of them was also selling a Remington 870, which isn't in the base game, but shares similar stats to the hunting shotgun. I spent the rest of my caps fixing my gear at the scrapyard.
What the dog doing?
And stocking up on alcohol, my best source of healing at the moment. Now that I've arranged option, armor, and some healing, I felt confident enough to start Come Fly With Me. It's an easy quest for sure, it just has a lot of enemies.
Executed with impunity. On this! Auto-shot!
Oh, my leg!
Hey, over here. Are you listening? Go to the big room on the east side of this building and take the metal staircase all the way up. And hurry.
Very well!
What did you guys do? What is this mess? I can't even take a shit.
You suck!
At the top of the stairs are a bunch of crazy people who want to live on the moon. They promise to leave the townsfolk of Novac alone if you—
God, but are you ugly, ugly.
Ugly.
I dumped all of my skill points into guns, tidied up the place a little, then headed back to Novac to report the good news.
You have any luck with the ghouls? I'm counting on you. Really? Unbelievable, man. I knew that wasn't gonna be easy. But I had a good feeling about you. You look like you've been through a lot.
I still felt like I wasn't ready for the main quest, so I took a quick detour at a nearby power plant.
This is a restricted area. State your business. I can't tell whether you're joking or radiation melted part of your brain, but either way, I don't see a good reason to let you through. Stay where you are. You're not allowed in there. This is your only warning. Hey!
The NCR and the facility aren't actually doing their jobs and will let you wander where you please.
Juicy.
You can also grab the Eastern Reflector password up here in Inaccio's room, in case you don't feel like seducing it out of him later.
Who the hell are you? They bring you in to replace me? They're replacing me, aren't they?
Yes!
Ah, shit, man. You're direct, you're no nonsense. How am I supposed to compete with that? I gotta pay these chem bills. Aw, man. How am I supposed to buy chems now? Fine, here.
If you prod Fantastic a little bit more about his work, he'll give you the Western Reflector password and ask you to fix the power plant outage for him.
Here. You'll want this. It's the password to one of the terminals outside. Found it written on one of the stalls in the bathroom.
Richard, I'm in.
Hi, doggy.
Heavy let the guard dogs go unharmed in a comic 8 years ago, so I'll do the same. I'll eventually get the animal friend perk at level 10, but until then, I'll just avoid them as best I can. There's a pre-war security system left here that shoots everyone on sight. You can disable the turrets with sufficient science skill with a terminal back here, but that's obviously not an option for us. I also don't have much ammunition left for my shotgun, and it's not like it's very effective against armored targets anyway. So I just stuffed a whole bunch of food in my mouth instead and prayed for the best.
Victory. Beep, boop, robot noises.
The rest of the robots in the facility don't pose much of a threat and can be fisted as per normal. Eventually, I found myself at the mainframe of the facility and was given 5 options on where to send all the juice in the place. Fantastic specifically instructed that the power be sent to McCarran and the Strip, but he didn't say to not arm the orbital defense system, so I'm just gonna...
What the fuck, man? Are you loco?
Yes.
Mission complete.
I continued leveling guns and picked intense training for another point in luck. After helping myself to Fantastic's fridge, I headed up north to resupply at the 188 trading post. Oddly enough, there's no need to worry about all the NCR soldiers posted here. The penalty for microwaving a garrison of them is a shunned reputation.
You've got a lot of nerve walking around here.
We even got to keep all of their stuff, which I will now trade for ammunition with the 2 arms merchants here.
What are you buying?
Bullet.
As you might have guessed, I'm now headed to Boulder City to advance the main quest. I also decided to make a quick stop at Hoover Dam for the snow globe on the reception desk. It's something I think most players tend to forget while they're in the area. There's also a whole bunch of loot by the rail yard here, and there's this big old rock I felt like taking a piss on.
What in the goddamn?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
We've got a situation with some great cons right now. The brass at McCarran has ordered me to lock down the ruins until it's been resolved. One of my patrols was on its way back from Novac when it came under fire from the Great Khans. They radioed for reinforcements, but instead of waiting for us, they chased the Khans into the ruins where they were caught in a crossfire. No deaths, but not all the squad got out. The Khans have Private Ackerman and Private Gilbert as hostages.
Uh-huh. What makes you think I was gonna help out the NCR again? For the rest of the soldiers inside, I recommend waiting for the Khans to distract them before moving in.
All of you are dead!
Help! Help! I'm being attacked!
Oh no!
What the hell? That courier Benny wasted back in Goodsprings. You're supposed to be dead. Yeah, that's a pretty piece of work. Makes me wonder why you turn on the NCR. Especially when they had us cold. Here, a souvenir for you. It's Benny's lighter. Shove it up his ass when you catch up with him.
Helping out the cons here gives us enough reputation to trade with arguably the best merchant in the game. She's kind of a pain to get to though, so we'll pay her a visit later. I then cashed in on all the NCR dog tags I've collected so far, with this fella at Cottonwood Cove.
The killing of profligates should never go unrewarded. I'll pay you a small sum per tag.
We should have a total of 14 dog tags from Helios 1, and another 9 from Boulder City. That's more than enough to be accepted with Caesar's boys and unlock their Dropbox award.
Though you aren't of the Legion, you've aided us more than once. We acquire many items on our raids, some useless to us, some forbidden. I've provided you the location of a drop box where you can obtain these items. The box will be replenished every few days.
I also leveled up 3 times during all the shenanigans thus far. My gun skill is now at 91, and I took Bloody Mess for my level 6 perk. Randomly turning people into Gibbs is a bit silly looking, but I consider it essential for this run.
Bastard.
Remember the unique minigun I mentioned being a bit too out of the way to acquire? It's actually not that far away now, and the route there isn't too bad.
The CZ-57 Avenger.
It's harder and faster, but it can only fire 120 rounds per belt, which is half of the regular minigun. The obvious solution here is to lug both guns around with us at all given times.
Good idea!
There was also a reinforced combat armor up for grabs.
Boo!
You suck! Okay, I'll recolor the textures on it. There, are you satisfied?
No!
Our next bit of grocery shopping is a Durable Done Sacked Caravan. There we'll find 2 regular combat armors that we can use to fix up our suit. The gunrunners also happened to be nearby, so I decided to pay them a visit. We can't afford any fancy weapon mods for our minigun right now, or we might as well unlock their location for fast travel later on.
Bye bye!
For this particular part of the playthrough, there's going to be a lot of circling and backtracking. I'll try to keep things brief and only mention the more significant stuff from here on out.
Yes, I like it.
These silly looking pajamas are one of the few rare pieces of equipment that can raise our luck stat. Equipping them grants us a total of 8 luck, which means even a moron with 3 intelligence can break bank at the Atomic Wrangler. Everyone knows blackjack is the most efficient way to gamble, but I also recommend playing at least 10 rounds of slots for the One-Armed Bandit challenge. It'll give you 100 XP, and you could potentially hit a jackpot as your last bit of earnings before getting banned.
Get out!
The Garrett twins will also have some work for us, which all take place at or in between locations we were already headed to.
A few customers snuck out without paying their bills. We need someone to collect.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick.
I made a brief return to Mick and Ralph's, where I used my casino earnings to fix up our miniguns. Ralph will also have some information regarding the sex bot that James Garrett is after.
Are you some kind of machine fetishist or something?
Tell me!
Just outside, I threatened to kill a man over a beer tab.
Here are the caps I owe. No need for violence.
Before suggesting he could sell his body to the very same people he owes money to.
I'm honored they would consider me. I'll start immediately.
Our next potential prostitute can be found at the Old Mormon Fort. We don't have the speech or barter required to convince Beatrice, but we can always just wave a bottle of alcohol on her face.
Absinthe. Haven't had a taste of that in decades. If they keep bottles stocked at the Wrangler, hey, you can count me in.
Additionally, there's a companion in here that we can guilt trip into joining our party.
Wow. You sound like you really do need some help. Look, I can help you out, but you can't do anything.
Fucking retarded.
He already kinda looks the part with his lab coat and glasses. All he needs now is a hat. Even though he looks like a pushover, Arcade can absolutely shred enemies with his Plasma Defender, something he also has infinite ammo for. I think the Heavy should be the one doing the killing, so I have a mod to make him passive in combat and stick to doctor stuff. And by doctor stuff, I mean I'll permit myself the use of a few chems while he's around. If you squint real hard, they kind of resemble the various Ubercharge effects in TF2.
No, they don't.
You stupid
Before leaving the fort, I strolled into their office and pocketed yet another snow globe.
Look, Rexy, someone new's come to see us. Poor boy. He hasn't been feeling well lately. I'm the king. What can I do for you? I'll start you off with something easy. Did you notice the bodyguards for hire near the gates when you entered Freeside? It's good money if you can stay alive long enough. Freeside's not as safe as it used to be, so the money is well earned. Recently, my man told me that one of those bodyguards, a fellow named Outis, is making a little too much money. He's making a killing in repeat business. Once someone hires him, they never want anyone else. I want you to find out why. Specifically, I want you to hire him. Play the part of an innocent tourist and follow his lead.
I have a better idea.
Watch out! That's life in Freeside for you.
Well, you're not subtle, but you get the job done. That's good enough for me. Maybe you can help me with something more important.
No! What's going on?
What the fuck are you doing?
For the crime of distributing food secretly in a rundown shack, I sentence every NCR man, woman, and child in here to death. Just next door is the pre-war factory where we can locate the last prostitute for the Atomic Wrangler.
Open wide, jacket!
The password to his terminal is locked behind an employee cabinet, but the key for it can be found under a skeleton nearby. The only other thing of interest here is a skill book I'm not allowed to read, and a gang of old women waiting to ambush me outside. Before reporting back to the king, I located the last of the debtors and worked my persuasion magic on her.
Hey, you don't need to kill me. I'm going back to California to start over. Well, just tell them you killed me and they won't be the wiser.
Let this be a lesson for you.
Oh God, no!
Dad.
I've already heard all about what happened, and all I can say is that I and all of Freeside thank you. Thank you very much. You've helped us plenty, so I'll tell you what, just this once, aim whatever you want, and if I can make it happen, it's done.
I'm here for money. Money!
And just like that, I knocked out all 3 side quests at once, earning me enough XP to hit level 10. I was going to grab the Animal Friend perk, but I haven't bought the implant at the New Vegas clinic for my 6-point in Charisma.
Give me your money!
I settled for 2 ranks in Toughness instead, which is a lot more practical anyways. It's about time for us to enter the strip and actually progress the rest of the game, but I haven't been to the Great Khan Armory yet. As previously mentioned, it's located behind the Cazador-infested road, just north of Goodsprings.
No, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
They tell me I'm supposed to sell you weapons. Interested?
Ah!
Take a look.
Not only does she stockpile a ton of ammunition, she'll value your items at their best possible prices, regardless of your barter skill. Between her and the Legion supplies, we're pretty much set for the rest of the playthrough.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Ooh, have you been enjoying this very special playthrough of New Vegas? Well, I'm afraid it ends here. For now. That's right, it's going to be an exciting 2-parter. If you'd like to further support the channel and see the rest of it come out earlier, please consider joining my YouTube memberships. For only $1 a month, you'll get a custom badge that upgrades over time to let everyone else know how much you love CBT. You'll also get priority responses to your comments and questions from me, with additional perks to come. Happy holidays everyone! I promise I won't take another year to upload my next video.